All right, we're now joined by ranked UFC bantamweight Sean O'Malley. Sean, how's it going?
Doing good, doing good.
And when we last spoke was after your Eddie Wineland win, and you told me you wanted Marlon Vera. Was this a fight you really pushed for?
Yeah, I think it made sense for the UFC too. They looked at his last fight as a win, which gives him six in a row with five finishes, and I'm coming off a good win, so I thought it was a perfect fight. I figured they'd give me him.
And you two were supposed to fight at 239. Then obviously all that you saw it stuff happen. Did that add to it of why you wanted to fight him? Just because there's kind of unfinished business there?
Yeah, a little bit. Just the same. I wanted to fight El Teco too, just because I was supposed to fight him, and it didn't work out. And I know Cheeto went through a full fight camp wanting to fight me, so I'm sure he wants to fight me too. Maybe not. Maybe actually, who knows what he's thinking.
And you're on another main card of pay-per-view. Do you think this is it for you from now on? Just going to be on these pay-per-views?
Honestly, that don't even think about any of that until I'm just fighting until I can get a big enough name to where I'm main event on the pay-per-view. That's it. I don't really care where I'm at on the card until then.
And you're a guy, even last time we spoke before 250, you said that entire fight because with the Sugar Show, it's kind of seeming like the same thing here where you're getting a lot of the attention, even more than the Stipe Cormier thing, trilogy. Like, do you think it's only a matter of time before you are the main event?
Yeah, for sure. I think a couple more wins, and I'm going to be the main event. Stipe versus DC trilogy is going to be legendary. So I think there's going to be a lot of hype around that. But when it comes fight week, we'll see what's being talked about the most. Like I said, that's going to be a legendary fight, but we'll see who gets more hype.
And someone else you were calling it was Cody Garbrandt. Was that ever discussed, or was it always Cheeto?
No, Dana went on record saying that he doesn't want me to beat up Cody because he doesn't know who I'd fight next, so he wants me to wait. So I think I beat up Cheeto, and then I know Cody and Marlon are trying to fight in October, so either if that happens, I'm gonna be ready in case something happens there. But yeah, we'll see.
And ever since that USADA stuff happened, you've really been fighting often. Like you fought March, June, and now you're fighting August. Was this kind of the right time frame for you? Was August, or was this even sooner than you expected?
No, I wanted to fight July. I didn't. August wasn't. It just happened like that. I was ready to fight, and after the fight, if I have no injuries, there's and if the opponent was right, there was no reason I didn't fight earlier. But they had to force Cheeto to sign the contract, so it took a little longer.
And Cheeto Vera, how do you see this fight playing out? Because he is a dangerous guy. A lot of people thought he won his last fight. Has a lot of stoppage wins. Like, how do you see it playing out?
Yeah, he is a dangerous opponent. He's a really good black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's got some TKO wins as well. A bunch of stoppages. I don't think he's ever been finished, which is will be sweet for me to finish him for his first time. It's in the smaller cage, so I was kind of thinking like that's gonna be a disadvantage for me, but the more I think about it, it's just I feel like it's going to be a disadvantage for him because I guess it doesn't really matter what we fight in. I just don't see him being able to really connect any punches on me or be able to get a hold of me. And if you can't grab someone or land any punches, it's just going to be, not a fun fight for you. So that's how I see a lot of my fights playing out, just them not being able to hit me or grab me. And that's a good mindset, good feeling going into a fight, feeling like that.
And when we spoke before Wineland, you said you had that feeling you're getting a viral knockout. Do you have the same feeling for this fight?
Yeah, Cheeto's going to be, with Wineland, his hands. I looked at that fight. I'm like, I'm going to knock this dude out 100%. With Cheeto, he keeps his hands up a little more. He's flat-footed. He's flat-footed like Eddie was, kind of like Eddie moved a little more, but in a different way. Cheeto's pretty flat-footed and throws one combo, like one punch, one kick. And people that do that against me get knocked out. So I feel like I usually feel going into a fight like I'm going to knock this dude out.
We obviously know how dangerous you are on the feet, but your ground game is something a lot of people don't talk about. You had a lot of success in that quintet tournament. Do you think that's still kind of a hidden secret of yours? Is your jiu-jitsu and your wrestling?
Yeah, I mean, if Cheeto's a black belt in jiu-jitsu and follows jiu-jitsu at all, and he sees I'm training with Tanquinho, he has to assume my jiu-jitsu's decent. You know what I mean? But I don't- he can assume whatever he assumes my jiu-jitsu is, it's better than that. Um, and I think that goes for a lot of people. Whatever they think my jiu-jitsu is, it's better than that. So yeah, it's kind of a secret weapon. If he takes a shot on me and it's not a good shot, and his head's not where it's supposed to be, he's getting choked 100%. If he does take me down, we'll see how that plays out. I'm very confident in my jiu-jitsu. I'm very confident in my wrestling. I'm very confident in being able to get back up off my back. Um, so anywhere the fight goes, I'm confident. I can get a finish.
And you obviously have a lot of knockouts, but does part of you want to get a submission win just to prove to everyone that, hey, you shouldn't be messing with on the ground? Because a lot of people, when they fight you, their whole game plan is, let's just get Sean down to the ground.
Yeah, it'll be cool to get a submission win when the time's right. The longer I can keep that kind of a secret, the better. Um, but if someone can take me down, then we'll play jiu-jitsu. But I'm not gonna let someone take me down. I'm gonna wrestle hard and try to knock them out. So if it comes, it comes. I'll be excited. But there's just nothing better than knocking someone out.
We were talking to where you said you didn't really want to fight those heavy wrestlers in the smaller cage. Was Vera kind of this perfect opponent to fight in the smaller octagon?
He's gonna try to wrestle me too. He's gonna try to put me up against the fence. That's gonna be his game plan. So, if the cage was bigger, obviously it'd be easier for me to move around. But I'm confident enough in my skills that with the smaller cage, I'll still be able to move around and not get put up against the fence. The little wrestlers that will do that, they're gonna get kneed in the face trying to take me down, or they're gonna get choked. So. We'll see who's next. Who knows? It could be a wrestler next, but if it plays out how I want it to, I get an early knockout. I think everyone knows who I'm going to call out.
And you're someone with you like fighting in Vegas. So are you glad this fight is in Vegas instead of being on Fight Island?
100%. I would rather fight in Vegas than Fight Island. It's just, even with the cage being smaller in Vegas, it's the less shit I got to deal with. 4-hour drive to Vegas and then basically quarantine training and
You muted yourself. Okay, you're good now.
Is it still muted?
No, it's good
I
now.
tried to stop my alarm. It went off. But yeah, I'm 100% happy it's in Vegas.
And you're someone where your footwork is really impressive. Do you think the smaller octagon really I think it hinders you the most more than any other fighter, really, just because of your footwork and your side-to-side movement?
Yeah, I think any striker that likes moving around, there's a bunch of them in the UFC. It's gonna make us have to move more. I knocked out Eddie, and that's the thing too. It's like the people that come forward are gonna have to come forward more, try to put me up against the fence. And Eddie, that was Eddie's kind of game plan. Come forward, and that didn't work out too well for him. But shout out to Eddie because that dude was super cool. One of the nicest guys I've ever fought. Yeah, he's a cool dude.
The past 3 fights have all been first-round finishes. Do you think you get another first-round finish here?
Yeah, Vera's tough. He can take some shots. A lot of the fights that I was watching, he was taking shots on top of the head and on the side, not on the chin. That's where I hit people. I hit people on the chin. That's why they fall. So, yeah, first round, I always see a first-round knockout. It's just kind of how my fights usually play out. But I'm going to be ready to go for 15 minutes. I think this could be a really sweet fight for me to get a lot of highlights because he is tough. He is going to be able to absorb some shots. So I feel like I'll be able to bust him up for a while until he falls.
Like you mentioned, Vera's been a guy that's never been finished. So where do you think a finish win over him puts you in this division? Because a win already adds a lot, but a finish win really adds a statement to your name.
I think a lot of bantamweights after that last fight were like, "Oh shit, he seems legit." but you can only judge it for how long it lasted. It was only a couple minutes. I didn't get to really show that much skills. I didn't really get to show as much as I am capable of. So I think this fight against Vera, I'll be able to show a lot more. Whether it is him trying to take me down or put me up against the fence or wrestle more or whatever it is, I think I'll be able to show more skills and become more of a threat in other bantamweights' eyes. Like, oh shit, this kid's legit.
Have you noticed since the Wineland fight, there's been a lot less bantamweights calling you out? Because before it used to be like 5 a month were calling you out. Now you don't really see many people calling you out.
They're out there. I'm definitely still hearing the call outs. But once I'm champ, I'm gonna take. I get whoever's next. So if you want to fight me, you gotta get in that position to fight me. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get to the belt right now, and then once I get the belt, defending it. So they know how to find me. I'm gonna be the champ. So they gotta be that number one contender or whatever.
You're someone that you don't normally call anyone out. You just let the UFC match with you. But you've been talking about Cody Garbrandt. Like, Barn get the win. Is that someone? Are you finally gonna make a call out and call him out?
Yeah, I mean, he might have a fight book, so it would be silly to call someone out with a fight book. We'll see how that plays out. There's a couple other ideas bouncing around in my head for a call out, but we'll see. I'm pretty focused on Cheeto and getting that job done.
If it seems like you and Garbrandt are on a collision course, so whether it be this year or next year,
yeah, we'll fight.
How do you see that fight playing out between you two?
I knocked Cody out 10 out of 10 times. It's going to be a striking match, and I'm a better striker. That's just how that plays out. He's got that overhand right where he closes his eyes and throws it, and he's landed it on some pretty decent people. So, that is a threat. It is dangerous when someone throws bombs like that, and they're confident in them. So I feel like I beat him, and we're definitely going to fight, and I think it's going to be a big fight. It's going to be I think if it plays out right, see, that's also another thing. Like, maybe I don't fight Cody next. Maybe we let that fight build up a little bit and it be a big pay-per-view fight someday. So we'll see how everything plays out.
And I don't know if you saw, but Cejudo recently did an interview, and he was saying, "Oh, Sean hasn't fought a wrestler yet. He's handpicking his opponents. Once he fights a wrestler, he get exposed." Like, what do you make of? Because there's a lot of people saying that, like, "Oh, wait till Sean fights a wrestler and all that." Like, do you kind of want to fight a wrestler just so you can shut up all those people?
I don't really care to shut up those people. Those people's opinions, I'm gonna fight a wrestler. I'm in the UFC and I'm 25 years old. I'm not gonna not fight a wrestler, and I'm not worried about that. So Cejudo retired. I don't understand. I think he was scared of Peter Yan because I knew Peter was gonna be next, and I think he was like, okay, I just got to get out while I still can because Peter would probably fuck him up. So, I think Henry's just a little scared to fight. He saw that I was coming up in the rankings. He's seen a couple other threats in the division, and he got scared. He got his first girlfriend, and he doesn't want to fight anymore. So that's all I see. I don't understand. I would never retire if I'm in my prime. If I'm the top dog and I'm in my prime and I'm healthy, the only reason you retire is because you get a girl. 100%, and that stung his little soul when I said that because it's true. Everyone's had a girl that's just taken over their lives, and it's like, fuck, what happened? There's no difference here. They're probably gonna, break up soon, and he'll probably come back, but we'll see.
And you just mentioned it, Peter Yan. What did you make of his performance? Because I think that would be a sweet fight, you versus Peter Yan later down the road.
Yeah, I want people to know how good Peter is. I watched that fight, and I was very impressed. I was like, this motherfucker is legit. He's good. And I want people to know that because when I beat him, I want to get credit for being good, being that good, beating someone good. And it's just a matter of time. We're going to fight. Me and Peter will fight. Me and Cody will fight. And I think me and Henry will fight someday if him and his girl break up. But we'll see.
Barn, you had the win. Like, are you hoping to get at least one more fight this year?
Yeah, I'm going to try to fight. If there's fights October 10th, that would be ideal. I think I talked to Ariel the other day, and he said there's fights every Saturday till Christmas. So October 10th will be hopefully Beetle. Let me try to flip this around real quick. Oh shoot, that didn't work. Oh, I can't. Yeah, hopefully October 10th, bust up Cheeto, get out of there healthy, and fight October 10th would be ideal.
And your coach, Tim, he doesn't get a lot of credit. Like, why do you think people don't talk to him about being like a coach of the year? Because he's never in that conversation as one of the best coaches.
Yeah, I don't know. That's, I don't think he's too worried about that. It'll happen. It's, it'll happen. People will start recognize maybe after I bust up Cheeto, maybe they will. Maybe after I bust up the next guy, they will. But eventually, it'll happen.
You're a guy that the UFC really sees a lot in. Like, even on the Contender Series, Dana White was saying Sean O'Malley has that star power. How quickly do you think you can get to this title shot? Because if you beat Cheeto, like, you're probably only maybe two fights away from getting it.
Yeah, I know how this game works. I understand this game. So who knows? I think I beat up Cheeto, and then beat up the next guy if it's a top 10, top whatever. And then who knows? It depends if Peter has a fight, if he loses the belt, if he defends it. There's so much that depends on when I get a title shot. But the most important thing is that I go out there and knock out Cheeto.
You're a massive guy for bantamweight. Like, how important has that reach been and just that height for you?
Yeah, it's definitely part of my style, and I feel like anyone that's going to be shorter than me is going to have a really tough time getting inside and landing shots. But yeah, I think the height and the reach is definitely something I'm good at utilizing.
But with that height and like, do you think down the line you will have to go up to 45? Or do you think you can be a bantamweight your entire career?
I think I'll be a featherweight eventually. Right now, I'm walking around 57, 58, so I'll be able to make 35 for a while. There's nothing. I'll never go up to featherweight until I'm champ in the bantamweight, and even then, I definitely would like to defend that belt. So I think I still got some time.
Would part of the goal be get the belt 35, defend a couple times, go up to featherweight, and try to become a champ?
Yeah, that sounds nice. I know how crazy this sport is. I know with injuries and even COVID now. I mean, UFC's still putting on fights, but what happens when if it gets too crazy and there's too many fighters tested positive? So who knows what's going on? Right now, I'm trying to really focus on Cheeto, but the champ's definitely in the back of my head.
And just last thing, we're like 3 weeks out from the fight right now. Last time out, you had the rainbow hair. What is that staying for this fight?
No, I got something right now. That's why I'm wearing this hat.
Top secret. Then we're gonna see it fight week.
I'll probably make some post here before too long and show it off. But yeah, I got something for you guys.
Will the rainbow hair be back? Because I really like that hairdo.
Some certain colors will be back. You'll see.
All right, well, Sean, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.